Hey everyone. Hey Facebook, this is Francie and Doman. Today we will discuss Facebook, sorry, today we will discuss Google Data Studio. It's one of the tools we are often using for reporting. Um, it enables us to have multiple data sources on the same dashboard, and this way we can simplify reporting, so the clients or the users, they don't have to log in into Facebook, into Google Analytics, into different email systems to get partial data, but we can bring all this together, visualize and bring all this together on the same dashboard. Often this is the first step for our users towards some kind of single truth. So we make sure with the dashboards built in Data Studio that everyone is on the same page, that we communicate the proper metrics and KPIs for each team. So we found this tool really useful, and today Doman will share with us some of the best perks of it.
Yeah, so we lots of times with our clients in the first phases when we are getting to know each other, just explaining the data brings the most value, because data in general is everywhere now. You have Google Analytics, you have Facebook Analytics, Search Console, but it's just too fragmented. It's everywhere, and you can't make anything out of it. So the easiest way to make something from that data is to use Data Studio. It enables a bunch of data sources to connect to. Of course, all of the Google products, analytics, ads. You can insert your own data with Google Sheets or whatever, CSV files. You can connect to your databases for like advanced users. You can also connect to Facebook. So this is maybe interesting, you can have your Facebook data next to Google Ads data. This is not something that comes for free. We use Supermetrics for the integration, and it costs, I think, around 39 euros per month. But for our clients, this has a huge step forward. Now they can see like the spend on both of the major platforms from one dashboard.
Yeah, and you can also add some calculated metrics then. So, for example, you can then cost purchase or leads, or as you mentioned, if you bring out the data from somewhere else, like CRM, then you can calculate like the end cost of not just of a lead, but how much client costs you. So it gives you, at the end, it gives you more in-depth insights across different platforms.
Yeah. It also, of course, dashboards like this cost some costs because they need to be maintained. But for majority of our clients, they bring a lot of value. And for the non-tech, group of clients, it's like amazing. It's like a window into something that they did not even know how to attack before. So reports are. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, as you mentioned, so one of the thing we often notice is that someone non-tech, when they log in into Google Analytics, there is just simply too many informations at the same dashboard, and it's hard to see what's important and what just vanity at the moment. And Data Studio offers an easy way to show what's important. So to build your own dashboard. And the real value is because you can do it quite quickly. You can save templates, so you don't spend lots of time with the connecting different databases and then building advanced visualization. So for small teams, this is often a solution in between nothing, or dashboards all around the place, and between single source of truth, so they can use Data Studio.
Yeah, that they always know where to find some data, that it's not this link to analytics, that link to Google Ads, that link to Facebook. You can just send to your marketing people, check this dashboard every week in the morning. We talk about it. and that means a lot to small teams without experts. So these reports are customizable, easy to share, free. They work in real time. You can depends on the data source, but for all of the data sources, after a couple of days, you have the data in. Google Search Console takes some time. Search data takes time, but in a couple of days, you have everything that was going on. Maybe show some examples, or
Yeah, that would be great.
so we have like maybe 2 or 3 types of dashboards. First, I would like to show you an analytical interface type of dashboard. So this is the Google Search Console for everybody that is familiar with it, and it's a messy on the reporting side. It's a messy tool. It's impossible to get this like daily data straightened because you cannot aggregate in months or weeks. It's hard to know which query is like leading people to which landing page because it's on different tabs here. So we feel that Data Studio, where you can collect, maybe modify this exact data, is one of the best dashboards that a business can have. So this is an example of a dashboard. This is the data is collected from a Google Merchandise Store, and I will just reset this. And just some basic idea of how we do dashboards. We have a couple of KPIs, which in the case of organic traffic is impressions, clicks, average position on page, and click-through. And here, this metric is for a week. So it's 1 week of data. And this is the main metric. Below, it's just an assessment metric, a helpful assessment metric. So it should be easy to see if something is better or worse than in the previous period. And this is the metric, the assessment metric. And below, we have the context. This little series is not here to provide some insight into how much clicks or impressions happened a couple of weeks ago, but it's just to provide context. Is something going up or down, or is something improving or getting worse over the entire year? So we can see the weekly data, if it got better or worse, and we see how this KPI performs over a year. And this simple formula is used then all over the place on our dashboards. People understand it after they just get over the first maybe the scary look at it, and it works.
Yeah, just to get a feeling. So if you people remember the previous dashboard from Search Console, they used 15 colors. Everything was shiny, but it was really hard to understand anything from it. Just a bunch of charts. Now, if you go back to the dashboard like this, you have 4 KPIs, and in a split second, you can understand that this week we are doing a little bit worse or quite a lot worse than previous week. When we know the context, so it was a special week for this shop previous week, so this was a huge marketing action, so that's why this week is a little bit worse. But you can get a feeling what is going on in a glimpse of a second, and that's the power that Data Studio gives you, and everyone understands.
Yeah, exactly. That's very well said. And below, this is this dashboard provides like a deeper insight. If you want to research maybe some specific query, you can click on it, and it will filter the landing page report at the bottom, and it will also filter the scorecards at the top. So that's why we use this for analytic purposes. Maybe some marketing person working on SEO could come here check the queries, check how they perform over the year, and also check on which landing pages Google is sending those people, people who are typing in a certain query.
And
So,
and building this dashboard, how much time did you spend? How hard is it to build functionality like this?
Yeah, as you can see, this has some of our Goodish branding, which takes time. But for example, connecting these two tables is like really a beginner thing in Data Studio. And this enables something that's not possible even in the Search Console.
So like everyone with 30 minutes or 1 hour can do it.
Yeah, exactly. Especially this part is really easy. But yeah, maybe of course the key metrics easy to do, but there are some small hacks I will not go into today.
But users can, people can always write to us and we can explain them or have a meeting with us if they are interested in how to build things like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe let's go to the next type of dashboard that we use, and that is I will show you an e-commerce overview, e-commerce dashboard. And of course, as you all probably know, Google Analytics, it contains all of the data that is on this dashboard. But in Google Analytics, you need to, serve the entire analytics. You need to know where to go, which segments to turn on, how to set comparisons, so on. So to make it easy and to make it understandable to somebody who doesn't know Google Analytics, here we have the e-commerce dashboard. So again, these scorecards are in the same format. So a key KPI, an assessment metric, so better or worse, and a trend like context. Of course, for e-commerce, we have a couple of a different set of metrics: revenue, average order value, so on. And we have at the bottom also a different set of tables. This is the main metrics: revenue, orders, and sessions by channels, so that we can see, in comparison, how channels are performing in terms of revenue. We have here the context over the year, and we have also the last 7 days performance. We have the monthly performance. So yeah, we can.
This is where CEO starts his day. He goes in, he checks the metrics, he sees if we are doing okay, and he feels good and has his coffee.
Yeah, there's a lot of green arrows here. Everybody's happy. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and you can see easily, this particular e-commerce store had some marketing effort in the last week or a couple of weeks ago, and you can see the huge impact it had on all of the channels and so on. So one page of all the key data to check. No more, Google Analytics going to 2 tabs and saying, "Oh my God, this is too complex. Nothing makes sense anymore."
Okay. So this is really the benefit of dashboards like this when you have a lot of data and different information is, especially when you try to monitor things. So when you try to keep with the reality, so that you have everything under control. So as I said, it's like a morning or evening routine for CEO or chief marketing to do. Okay,
Yeah,
let's go on.
it's just one thing. One thing we noticed in teams. There are small teams. There are some projects, and they totally take the focus of the entire team. And you know what? A channel can get a single channel can be focused on, and it's getting developed better and better. But we forgot that the email channel is lacking energy. And here I mean, that's quite hard to detect from Google Analytics that one of the channels is going down. But on a dashboard like this, it's the most obvious thing, you know. You can compare the channels. I mean, it's intuitively. You just see if things are developing and what's going on.
Like
So
referral in this case.
yeah, I mean, but okay, this is a special case referral. It's a special thing here on this client, but yeah, maybe like how the social is getting well developed. We can see here on this.
Yeah,
This client. And I would like to show you one more type of a dashboard, which is a ad hoc dashboard. So we had like a client, they wanted to do something special, and we prepared a dashboard which answers a single business question. So they implemented an abandoned cart and email, and they wanted to see how it goes. So single question, single answer, focused on this particular type of traffic and so on. If you are dealing with simple questions, dashboards also need to be as simple as possible. Maybe even this is too complex.
Yeah, I would say always dashboard needs to be as simple as possible. And maybe so in practice, we do a lot of ad hoc dashboards because especially if you're testing, you always have a new hypothesis, and it's a good practice that you determine a KPI for the hypothesis and for the A/B test, and then usually we would develop a dashboard like this, so everyone on the team, from CEO to the guy who actually does the email or campaign, is on the same page, and everyone can monitor the performance on a daily basis.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, there are some drawbacks also to dashboards. As we see, maybe the biggest drawback, maybe the biggest, is too complex dashboards. They are hard to maintain, and they just give that overwhelming feeling to everybody involved, and it's just a waste of time. You know, it's a waste of time to stick everything and use all of the fancy pie charts and all of the visualizations. Mostly it causes confusion. You know, if you read into this topic, the how to design dashboards, it's like go as simple as possible, or they say maximize data pixel ratio. So no bullshit. Try to be as clear as possible. If it's not clear, put an explanation just next to something, and minimalism. You know, just what's the business question? This, and how will you answer it with this? Nothing that you don't absolutely need.
Yeah, and I would also say it's really important which metrics to choose, because when you start developing dashboards, you can get in the hype of adding different stuff, which just means nothing for a certain business questions. And then
Yeah.
people are seeing this and optimizing for something which maybe just has no effect. So before you do dashboard, you need to be very clear about the outcome. So what you are measuring and why.
Yeah, yeah. And especially, if people will actually go and check this data studio out, you will get a lot of templates, fancy templates, and you will use that template, and you will be, getting some funnels in and some geographical data and average session duration, whatever. But maybe in the background, tracking is not set up correctly. And you have this fancy dashboard which shows rubbish data, which is garbage in, garbage out, waste of time. But
Yeah, a little bit of self promotion here. We at Goodish are really good at tracking user funnel, connecting different, making sure that you are collecting all the cookies, that the tracking is set up properly, and then we can also connect everything into Google Data Studio and build you really nice dashboards with deep insights, and you will be able to improve your business with our also recommendations, not just beautiful dashboards. Okay, anything else, or should we wrap this up?
what's that?
Okay, so next week Thursday evening, 9 p.m. Europe, so Ljubljana time, or I think 3 p.m. US time, we will have a new Facebook Live with our guest Tom Norman. We will discuss building online communities. So make sure to stay tuned. Norman is a big expert in this area. He manages communities for several big brands. So I hope he will offer us some great insights on how to manage those communities. So stay tuned and see you. Bye.
See you.